And we're back at the Fine Arts Bardstown Society Gallery here in Bardstown. And we got John Walker here with us. And John is talented in an area that a lot of people may not be aware of, but watercolors. And what is watercolors?
Well, it's a pigment that runs in water, and you can mix it with water, and then you can move it around on the page using the water, which is a lot of times how I do some of these. I let the water run. I let the pigment run with the different water parts of it, and it moves around a lot, and you come out with a painting.
Well, again, just using something just as similar as the Court Square here in downtown Bardstown. I mean, now, first of all, there's inspiration there, but the watercolors, what does that bring out to me when I'm looking at that rather than just looking at a photo?
To me, it's a challenge with the watercolors to be able to get some of the different variations of the color. It's hard to bring out some of the light, and if you can make the light pop in a watercolor, you've kind of done something. You can leave areas off, like with this one here with Rainy Square. You can leave where the lines are. You can leave some of that stuff where you don't paint on it, and it kind of creates its own little depth. You can get some good depth in there. But you kind of got to pick a fight with it. And
well, I was going to say, there's going to be a lot of challenges with watercolors, but for not only one thing, I mean, drawing a straight line. I mean, for some people that's even difficult, but for drawing it with watercolors has to be especially difficult.
It is difficult. A lot of times you have different style brushes that'll help you with that, but it's just you stay in art long enough, you learn how to do some of those lines. You kind of learn your little tricks of the trade, I guess.
What gives you your inspiration? If you're going down the road right now and you see something that needs to be painted, what makes you decide what you want to?
A rainy day. I usually snapping pictures, stopping about everywhere. My kids always tell me, you're stopping to take another picture.
So is that how you do it? You take a picture, take it home, to go.
I will take a picture, and then that'll give me the inspiration. I kind of move it from there. Some of the things, I'll add some stuff. Maybe the clouds aren't. In some of these, the clouds weren't that way when I painted it, or when I took the picture. So,
but it's the way you want it to be.
That's right. That's right. It is the way I want it now. Yeah. But inspiration, rainy day, and shadows. I mean, I like I think I look at stuff different. I see the reflections of light on a wet street to me is interesting. Yeah. So just pulling some of that stuff out.
So to become an artist for you, I mean, basically, is this something you said, I think I'd like to do this, or is this something you just are? I mean, is this something that you just discovered the talent within you, or how did it come about? How did it come about that you first put watercolors to the canvas?
I was doing oils for a long time. When I was a kid, I just drew with pencil. I drew my own comic books when I was a kid. So then I moved on to oil painting. And oil painting, you got to clean the brushes every time, and there's a lot of. So I was like, I'm just ruining brushes at this point. So, and those were expensive. So I moved to watercolor. I like the challenge of it. The first few just were disasters. I said, there's something here. If this can be done. I just have to. Another way to say it, I got to pick a fight with it and just keep moving on and do it and make sure it works. So
when you think about doing something like this, you take a picture. Now, I'm just throwing this out here. How long would it take to do a picture like that? Is that something that's time consuming, or is it one of these things that just flows off the end of your brush?
It depends on it depends on really what it is. Sometimes you can do all of it wet on wet, and it can take you an hour and a half, maybe an hour. But if there's some parts of it that you have to let dry first and then come back and cut some hard lines, that can take longer, 3 or 4 hours, depending on, or I can do it finish it up the next day. You start with a wash with watercolors, and then you put in all the other areas of it.
Now, when you have this up here at the art gallery and somebody comes through, such as myself, and they're looking at this, I mean, does it take a special eye to say, that's something I really like, or they look at it and say, I don't really care much for that? What kind of questions you get, or what kind of reaction do you get when somebody's looking at this?
I think with mine, it's different than what I think they've seen before. I think it sometimes they have to really kind of think about it a little bit, because it is different. It's not the perfect little mailbox next to the perfect little bird, which is
if they wanted that, they'd take a picture.
That's right. And I've told people this before too, that there are some photographs that are better photographs than they are paintings. Yeah. And I get people that want me to paint something. I don't mind painting stuff, but sometimes the photograph was enough, and so with my stuff, I look at probably the world a little different.
All right. Well, we appreciate you letting us just peek in on your world a little bit there, and thank you very much. Appreciate it, and we'll look around here a little bit more and see what else we've got in the Fine Arts Bardstown Society Gallery here. We'll be right back.